The amount of time that's necessary to align yourself with leftist, progressive, or democratic ideals is about 1 hour per year. This is the simplest and easiest position to hold for a person that does no research, has no understanding of what's going on, or produces very little. This is why you see so many young people and people who don't usually pay attention fall for this trap. The left is constantly bombarding you with marketing suggesting that they promote decency, humanity, the light, truth over facts. Everybody goes to college, everybody gets a free paycheck, everybody gets everything for free. And by the way, those producers over there, those rich people, they're the ones who are ruining everything, and we'll save you. As you engage in the basics of society or consume even the slightest amount of media, it appears that this position is widely held, almost unanimously held. The vast majority of news channels, newspapers, movies, magazines, books, celebrities, even social media stars all unanimously agree. The right is evil, the left is virtuous. One wants to save humanity and the earth, and the other one is evil and wants to take your rights away. Which is such brilliant marketing because in fact the opposite is true. I'll admit they're better at marketing, and their overlords who are in control have much more nefarious intent. In order to be a person that aligns with conservative ideals or the right, or God forbid speaks out about it, do you know how much research you have to do to walk out in public, to go in front of your social circles and say, this is my position, when so many others have been demonized and ostracized for it? You have to be well researched to hold that position. But a mindless follower with very little understanding of what's going on will find a quick home on the left. And it's not that every single person doesn't produce or every person is a mindless follower that believes with these ideals. It's just that also the ones that don't produce, that don't pay a lot of taxes, that are very young or very inexperienced in the game of life, they fall for it very easily. Whereas very few young people will just wake up one day and say, I'm a conservative. They have to be taught by somebody older than them, that's somebody that shows them the ways of the world, how things actually work. That you can't just get things for free, that you have to protect the Constitution, that it's very important to stand up for your country. Liberty and your own individual rights. You essentially have to be shown the way, or you get there eventually once you start paying a lot of taxes and going, where is this going? Why do I pay this much and there's a pothole on my street? Without being guided by a person with a little bit more understanding, it's hard to just fall that way naturally. You turn on TV, you see your favorite social media star, your favorite celebrity, and they're like, these people are evil. And by the way, shouldn't college be free? Shouldn't healthcare be free? Shouldn't everything be free? Shouldn't you get a paycheck? We're going to give you a good paying job. We're the side of truth. We're the ones that are on your side. And you're bamboozled with this brilliant marketing. And then everywhere you look in public society, and certainly through all the media, which is the vast majority of the time you spend looking at stuff, it all reiterates the point. This is the party of virtue. This is the one that's on your side. These are the people that are part of the truth, and everyone else is bad. And you're like, okay. Because when you're young, inexperienced, or don't produce that much, not that all of them don't, you believe in the best of people. You believe in the best of the world. You believe that you set out this policy and the result happens exactly as they tell it. You don't have the experience to see the negative results of the policies and what actually happens, because the road to hell is paved with good intention. That comes with experience, guidance from people that are older than you, a little bit more understanding of the world. Yeah, we all want free college. We all want good paying jobs. We all want all of that. We all want you to get a free stimulus check and universal basic income, and for everybody's health care to be free, and for housing to be a human right, and all the rest. You deserve this. But what people don't realize is that these policies have bad and negative consequences. In order for those things to be rights or for you to deserve them, they have to be stolen from somebody else. And all these things that they promise you, that they sell you every 4 years, very few of them actually become true. And you're not factoring in the fact that people are corruptible, that they will not do what they say, that they will not come through with what they intend, that there will be a bump in the road, and it won't go perfectly. A lack of understanding of our basic history and what's in our founding documents also illustrates this. And without an understanding of these documents, what they mean and why they were put in place in the first place, without an understanding of history, it's easy to fall for this trap. Again, the lack of being informed. Because when these things don't happen as they say, when they commit these egregious acts, when they lie and when they don't come through, and when their policies are not as effective as they suggest, it gets hidden. The media hides it by design. The media is all bought and paid for the people that want you to believe that being controlled is better, it's more virtuous. So they're in on it, so they just hide it from you. They distract you with some other thing. Look over here. You rarely see the positive effects and outcomes of those policies. You only see the other side is bad. And here's what we're about to go do. Then you go out in public and talk to people, and they're informed through the exact same media channels. They don't know. And most of the people that aren't informed at all, they're just listening to what somebody else told them. They don't want to be outside the tribe. They don't want to be like, yeah, what about this? They don't want to debate that. They're just like, yeah, I agree. Or I don't pay attention to that. So they either don't participate at all or don't inform themselves or whatever. And then a week before the selection, if they actually choose to actually go and vote at all, they're convinced by one single policy, or I don't like how that guy looks, or I don't think I would want to hang out with that guy. Or one single policy that they're like, yeah, that's bad, I'm going to vote that way. Because the long-term effects of what you choose through these policies doesn't come knocking right away. It comes much later. And then anybody that was going to research and tell you why that happened, that information gets suppressed intentionally. So you don't even know why it's happening. But here's a new savior here to save you from this happening again. Meanwhile, you don't even know why it happened in the first place. If you dare to speak out about it, if you dare to do the research, if you dare to have conversations with people to try to understand the truth, they've trained you that this is going to be bad for you. Your teacher's not going to like that. Your professor's not going to like that. Your friend down the street's not going to like that. Your social circle might not like that. Your favorite celebrity doesn't like that. Your family members might not like that. Your voice could be silenced online. You could lose your job. You could lose your schooling. You could lose your social circle. You could lose your interaction with society. At least that's what they're selling you. You look at other examples of people that have been smeared in the mainstream media. Canceled, not hired, removed from the industry. For what? For speaking against speaking their understanding of reality? Speaking against the mainline narrative? They've trained you that this is a losing battle. We're bigger than this. Everybody agrees. Stay silent. Join us or be destroyed. So the easiest position is say nothing, do nothing. I just gotta get mine. I just gotta make sure I make money. I want to keep my friends. I don't want to change the conversation. It's depressing. It's dark. I don't want to think about it. Super easy position to hold. But if you want some good boy points, if you want some virtue points, all you got to do is flag in bio, repost every once in a while, share it to your story. Join the winning team. Go out and do a march. Hold a sign for a minute. Not even understanding what you're standing for, what you represent, but knowing that everybody else supposedly is there on your side. And while you're over there, you get sold all the things that make you feel good. We're standing up for women's rights. We're saving the earth. We're saving the planet. We're getting good paying jobs for people. We're getting free college. Everybody deserves housing. Everybody deserves to be humanely treated. Humane. We're virtuous and better than them. And you're like, yeah, this sounds good. I want to be on this side. Yeah, virtue. Caring about other people, saving the earth. That sounds good. And as they lie to you, you don't know how to understand or identify the fact that they're lying because you don't have awareness of the past, because everybody unanimously agrees. You think that, well, the experts probably would have figured it out by now. You certainly couldn't have figured it out through the media, so you would have had to do the research to prove your own thesis incorrect. You would have had to figure it out on your own, and you would have taken the risk by going and doing that research that what if you didn't agree? Then you'd be aligned with the bad side. Then you would risk all of this ostracization. Is that a word? Risk being ostracized. Then you go home and you feel good and you have all your friends and your favorite celebrity agrees with you. And then 4 years later, you're like, wait, why was the food so expensive? Why is my insurance going up? Why is my cost of living so high? Why do I have to do this to keep my job? Why do I have to do this? Why are things so bad? And you either choose to put your head in the sand or you choose to start paying attention. And then you're like, oh no. Then you realize what they're selling you is the dream, not the results. They're selling you the promise, not the follow-through. They're not selling you the execution. They're selling you the promise. But when you fail to pay attention, it's easy for them to continuously lie about this because you have to go and find out whether or not what they did actually came true. The vast majority of people don't own a business. They don't see what business owners go through as a result of these policies. Everybody is willfully ignorant to the truth, willfully ignorant to the results of what happened when these policies get put into place. They're outsourcing their discernment to the supposed experts. They're being sold on the dream and emotionally manipulated. Their lack of understanding of history and who's actually in charge of the grand picture leaves them vulnerable, ripe for manipulation, easily swayed and quick to sacrifice their own rights and values for some promise that's being sold to them that will never actually come to fruition. But when you see the execution, you see the follow-through, you understand the results of these policies, you start to realize that independence, liberty, and the rights to the people, more resources being kept by the individual, lower taxes, and more freedom is the better solution. That's the more virtuous solution, and you're not being sold it. Why? Because one side is control and one side is independence. One side is transaction-based, and the other side is liberty and prosperity-based. The party of love is the party of results. Now, this is not to say that one party is perfect, but what it does mean is that independence, low taxes, smaller government, less needless squandering of public dollars, capitalism, the free market economy, rugged individualism, and liberty are the key pillars of a great society. The values that got us here in the first place, the values that our nation was founded on, are the values that work. I will choose freedom, independence, small government over anything forever, because true prosperity comes when the success is determined by the will of the people. Choose wisely and spread the word.